also really want to know what it is like to be truly loved by someone, to be someone's someone, to be someone's only exception, and to be loved in the purest and softest way without asking for it. A soft smile appeared on the girl's lips as she was staring at the figure of her husband who was sleeping peacefully beside her. Her husband, Jungkook. She let out a light chuckle and stared at his cute face. Leaning down, she placed a soft peck on his lips and tucked him in a blanket. They've been together for 2 years now. It was an arranged marriage. However, he never treated her as a wife. He instead treated you as a sort of responsibility, and you didn't want that. But there's one thing that you like about him. It's him being so kind. He never once raised his voice on you. He lets you touch him, buy you whatever you demand, and he takes good care of you. Don't you think he's teaching you too much? I mean, it's the seventh time he's doing this. YN let out a deep sigh and was about to speak when someone entered the restaurant. It was Jungkook, with his ex, Ira, with a girl who has been Jungkook's girlfriend for more than 4 years. His parents believe that she doesn't really love him and she's just after his money. And as per people's opinions, Ira really is that kind of person. But Jungkook was too blinded by love, too blinded by her sugar-coated words. His parents took him away from her. They offered $1 million in exchange of breaking their relationship apart, which she accepted without hesitation and left Jungkook in an instant. And then I came. I mended his broken heart and loved him wholeheartedly. Later on, his parents decided to arrange a marriage between us, and being soft he is for them, he gladly took the offer without hesitation, and so has me. A tear slipped out on YN's eyes. She finally understood why he has been acting like this, and she finally understood the reason of his drastic change in his behavior for almost a month now. They're so happy with each other's company, to the point that they didn't even bother to acknowledge her presence. She bit her lower lip and shut her eyes closed, causing her tears to fall, which didn't went unnoticed by Lisa. She softly held her hands and dragged her out of the place, leaving them behind. It has been 2 months after that incident, and ever since then, YN had been acting emotionless, less loud and introverted. Day by day, she slowly changed. The only YN who used to be cheerful wasn't there anymore. Lately, I've been feeling extra sensitive and I don't know why. I don't understand what am I feeling. I am okay, but I also don't feel like, and what frustrates me the most is I don't know why I'm feeling this. While Jungkook, he's always not at home. He often leaves so early and comes back very late. And I can also see he's falling in love with her again. I saw how he tried to avoid her calls and messages even though he failed to do so. He's still in love with her, and I can tell it by his actions. I knocked multiple times but got no answer from her. I slightly opened the main door only to see the living room empty. Usually, YN would be sitting on the couch waiting for me even if I always tell her not to. And not seeing her around gives me a strange feeling. I quickly went upstairs and roamed my eyes around to find her while taking my coat off. A sigh and a soft smile formed on my lips when I saw her sitting on the bed. I approached her, ready to give her a kiss, but I saw dried tears on her face. Her eyes were puffy and lips were swollen. Did she cry? She gave him a light smile, which is obviously a fake one, and he's not liking it. He saw a tired and a drowsy face behind that smile. He doesn't know what's the matter, but it seems like you are not you anymore. He doesn't really know, but somewhere in his mind feels like he is the reason why you are who you are right now. Do you want to go out for some time? I mean, you look so tired. Why don't you give yourself a moment? Let's watch the stars outside, shall we? You were about to decline his offer, but before you could do anything more, he pulled you outside and made you wear his coat. You were both standing. admiring the stars, and neither one of you bothered to strike a discussion with each other. Meanwhile, he is looking at you with pure worries. Your face looks so tired and drowsy, absolutely unlikely of you, as your face would always shine with your beautiful smile. He moved a little bit closer. His eyes traveled on your perfectly shaped lips, which hasn't touched his for quite a long time now. He missed how you shower him with your kisses, and now his body seems to crave for your touch. I look at his side figure while observing his every actions. Why does it hurt? Why can't he just tell me how he feel? 'Cause how he act is confusing me. After a long time of gathering all the courage to confront him, YN finally spoke up. Do you still love her? She spoke while tears made out its way of her eyes. While Jungkook, he's still trying to process every word that came out from you. Is it still her? He nodded and shut his eyes closed, causing his tears to fall unknowingly. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't hide anything from her. It's like his soul is naked in front of her and she can read him like an open book. My love has always been her, YN. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but never in my life I thought I would regain my feelings for her. I never thought I would fall for her again. I'm sorry. I never knew I wasn't actually in love with you. But trust me, I tried. I try to love you, but I just can't. And I don't really love you, but I don't want to tell you because you look so happy and I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But it doesn't matter anymore because I ended up hurting your feelings anyway. She smiled bitterly, hearing those hurtful words from him. The realization hit her really bad. It was a it was indeed a one-sided love, as everyone said. Those sweet words, those every action of yours, are those fake? Tears are constantly rolling down on his cheeks as she speaks. Not receiving a reply from him, she looked up trying to control her tears as they were falling from time to time. You're so mean, she chuckled bitterly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for making you feel that way. YN nodded multiple times while blinking her tears off. I understand. Thank you for everything, for the things that we've shared. I'll forever cherish that. He cried even more, hearing all those words from her. It's okay, Jungkook. It's okay. If you don't see the value of having me beside you, then I won't convince you. Thank you for loving me, even though it wasn't real. I never wished for anything but for you to be happy. And if leaving me will give you peace and happiness, please don't hesitate to leave. I love you, Jungkook, and I will always will. Those were the last words that came out from YN. Not having anything else to say, she tiptoed and gave him a peck before leaving him behind. Jungkook fell on his knees, remembering all those hurtful words, his and her words. That shot right through his heart. He whimpered, putting his hands on his mouth, feeling pathetic as ever. If he wouldn't have been this selfish, his wife and his relationship with her would have been beautiful, just like how it used to be. I turned back, leaving him behind. I've been wondering if living in this kind of reality is really for me. Will I ever be happy after all of this? I often don't understand how much time I should spend holding on to something. I always pretend that everything seems to be easy because I believe that giving up is only for the weak. But as I grow older, I realize it's not. Because when you give up on things or people that have been hurting you, you're the strongest of all for doing that. Some things have to end for better things to begin. To be continued.